أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أفمن حق عليه كلمة العذاب أفأنت تنقذ من في النار لكن الذين اتقوا ربهم لهم غرف من فوقها غرف مبنية تجري من تحتها الأنهار وعد الله لا يخلف الله الميعاد صدق الله العظيم. This is the ayah number 19 and 20 from Surah Az-Zomar. We have finished the ayah number 19, I think, at the previous lecture, but there is a very close relation between the ayah number 19 and 20, so I wanted to read it again. أَفَمَنْ حَقَّ عَلَيْهِ كَلِمَةُ الْعَذَابِ Is the one whom about the word of punishment is justified, or is the one who had deserved the word of punishment. حَقَّ justly, as a just, he had deserved it. Imagine someone who had deserved the word of punishment according to justice of Allah Azza wa Jal. أَفَأَنْتَ تُنْقِذُ مَنْ فِي النَّارِ Are you the one who can rescue him from the fire? Are you the one who can do that? It means that you cannot do that. It's not valid for you to do that, and you are not able to do that. The hidayah, the guidance, is up to Allah Azza wa Jal. No one can guide another. No one can bring guidance to another. Allah Azza wa Jal, who distribute the guidance between His creatures, and He knows the best who deserve that guidance. So in this ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla inform us about the mission of the Prophet and about the ability of the Prophet. We know that, and we read in the previous lecture that Allah Azza wa Jalla say, إِنْ عَلَيْكَ إِلَّا الْبَلَاغِ You only should convey the message, and there is no responsibility other than conveying the message to people. You are not the one who will guide them. Allah Azza wa Jalla will guide to those who are proper or appropriate to the guidance. This is the ayah number 19, and in the ayah number 20 Allah Azza wa Jalla say, لَكِنِ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا But those who observe their duty to Allah Azza wa Jalla, who respect their Lord, اتَّقَوْا who protect themselves from their Lord. لَكِنِ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ From this word, from the word lakin, we understand that this is the opposite. Those are the opposite according the ayah number 19. According those who deserve the hellfire, al-muttaqun, those who protect themselves, are in the opposite rank if you compare them each other. And from this word, the taqwa, we understand that the critical thing in these people who will enter paradise is a taqwa, protecting yourself from your Lord and keeping your duty to Allah Azza wa Jal. لَكِنِ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ For them, for those who protected themselves from their Lord, لَهُمْ غُرَفٌ For them there are built rooms, غرف من فوقها غرف, lofty rooms, story upon story, solidly constructed, adorned and high. لهم غرف من فوقها غرف, story upon story. This is in Jannah, in paradise. مبنية, they are constructed solidly. تجري من تحتها الأنهار, and it's very high. So when you see a high building in the world, you should understand that the human kind keeping that desire in his mind from the Jannah, because all of the mankind had come down to this world from the Jannah. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, "Ihbitu minha jami'a," all of you go down to world. So we as a humankind, we are created for Jannah. Allah Azza wa Jalla created Adam to live in Jannah. So Adam, the creation of Adam is appropriate to Jannah. Whatever he need, he can find them in Jannah. But this world and this environment is not proper for us. We are not created to live here, so we cannot live here. This is it's very difficult to live here, and in every step we try to liken this world to Jannah, to paradise, because we feel some desires in ourselves, and these desires only can be satisfied in Jannah, and we are trying to satisfy them here. So when you see a building, a high building, you should know that the human entity, the humankind, know that there should be a high building, and he like it, he deserve it. Where did he know this desire? From where he keep it and he bear it with him? He bring it, he's taking it, that desire, I think, from the Jannah, because the highest building in Jannah, Allah Azza wa Jalla say, غرف من فوقها غرف, story upon story, مبنية تجري من تحتها الأنهار. These are very high buildings in Jannah, Jannatul Ghuraf. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam also talked about these buildings, and he said, إن في الجنة لغرفا يرى ظهورها من بطونها. There are in paradise rooms, there are in paradise homes, very high homes, غرف يرى بطونها من ظهورها, whose inside can be seen from outside, and whose outside can be seen from inside. And this transparency also you can see in this world. You can see that the people try to build transparent buildings, and this is their mark of luxury at that building. And I think that the same thing happens there. The human entity feels that building in himself, and he tried to build something to satisfy that desire which he keeps in himself. All of these desires, we can only satisfy them in paradise, in Jannah. يُرَى ظُهُورُهَا مِن بُطُونِهَا, and its inside can be seen from outside. And the Prophet ﷺ also said that إِنَّ أَهْلَ الْجَنَّةِ لَيَتَرَاءَوْنَ أَهْلَ الْغُرَفِ كَمَا تَرَاءَوْنَ الْكَوْكَبَ الدُّرِّيَّ فِي الْأُفُقِ. the people of Jannah will see the people of Ghuraf, the people of the raised places in Jannah. They will look towards them as you look towards the stars on the at night on the horizons of the sky. Like you look at them, they will look to the people who lives in the Ghuraf, who lives in that raised places in Jannah. And we can understand that such will be the difference in superiority between them, which some of them have that superiority over others in Jannah. And we know that they will not all equal at that place. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, "Undur kayfa faddalna ba'dahum ala ba'd." Look how we preferred some of them over others in this life. And in Akhirah and in afterlife, it will be also like this, and the difference between them will be biggest. وَلَلْآخِرَةُ أَكْبَرُ دَرَجَاتٍ وَأَكْبَرُ تَفْضِيلًا. And the difference between them will be permanent in that life. So look what you are doing for that life, because you are the one who will determine his afterlife, his position in his afterlife. Our position in this life is determined by Allah Azza wa Jal, and we cannot change it so much. We only try to change, and if Allah Azza wa Jal decree, we may change some of them. But in afterlife, our positions will be a reflection of our life in this world. So be careful of your life in this worldly life, what you are doing, and if you, whether you keeping your duty to your Creator, or you are living as if you created yourselves. اتقوا ربهم, those who respected to their Lord, there are big reward for them. لهم غرف من فوقها غرف. For them, they will have lofty rooms, مبنية, and تجري من تحتها الأنهار, under which rivers flow. There are rivers flow underneath their builds, and maybe they flow, the rivers flow wherever they want them to flow. And this is also the river in the paradises. The rivers also is not, I do not think that it's something symbolic in Jannah, but also this is very essential thing in ourselves, in the human entity. They want to live with the water, with the springs, with the rivers. Some people say that Allah Azza wa Jalla talked about the rivers because when the Quran revealed firstly to the Arabs, and the Arabs was deserving water very much because they were living in desert. So Allah Azza wa Jalla wanted to encourage them towards the Jannah. Although there is in Jannah many favors and many kind of luxuries, but Allah Azza wa Jalla picked up and talked about the water especially in order to encourage them. But I do not think that this interpretation is valid. It's not valid, because the water, the rivers, is not unique deserve. It's not a unique deserve to the Arab. It's common between all of the human entity. When you go to Europe, or when you go to any place in the West where the water is, where there is much water, you can see there that in that places, in that buildings, the water and the things which have waters in their gardens or in their homes, it's also the remarks of luxuries, and the people there also needs to hear the water, to swim in the water, and to see the water within his garden. So the water, it's very essential element of the luxuries. We should not think that it's unique to the Arab because they deserve it much because of the state where they are living. So تجري من تحتها الأنهار, the rivers also in our courts, the rivers, deserving the rivers to look at it and to live next to it. This is in our inside. We feel that, we feel happiness when we are near to the water, when we are near to the springs. And I think that this is also comes from the Jannah. We brought out this deserve also from the Jannah, and we can only satisfy this deserve in Jannah. Only we can satisfy it in Jannah. So wherever Allah Azza wa Jalla talk about Jannah or Jannat, you can see that Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioning about the rivers flowing underneath them. تجري من تحتها الأنهار. This promise is for the people who have taqwa of their Lord, who protecting themselves from their Lord. When they live in this world, they are thinking about their Creator. They are trying to please Him, and they are avoiding from upsetting their Lord. So their life has a purpose. Their life has an objective, and they know that their life is only a test from their Creator. And Allah Azza wa Jalla will reward them. وَعْدَ اللَّهِ. In the ayah number 19, we had seen the punishment of Allah Azza wa Jalla for those who do not respect their Creator, who do not want to live to see the truth. And in this ayah, for al-muttaqun, for those who have taqwa, we see that Allah Azza wa Jalla talks about His reward. وَعْدَ اللَّهِ. And this reward, Allah Azza wa Jalla guaranteed it with His promise. وَعْدَ اللَّهِ. This is not a promise of anyone. This is the promise of Allah Azza wa Jalla. This is the promise of the only one Creator. So you can rely on it. You can put your trust on it. Because Allah Azza wa Jalla controls everything. So Allah Azza wa Jalla, when He promised something, you can be confident. You can be sure that it will happen as Allah Azza wa Jalla promised. And Allah Azza wa Jalla will not fail in His promise. وَعَدَ اللَّهِ لَا يُخْلِفُ اللَّهُ الْمِعَادِ. Allah Azza wa Jalla will not change His promise, because He has the power. He has the power to do it. He has all the power. No one has power apart from Allah Azza wa Jalla. He controls all the power, so He will do whatever He promised. You cannot think any other person or other thing that will prevent Allah Azza wa Jalla from fulfilling His promise. There is no any other thing that Allah Azza wa Jalla does not control it or control Him. So when He controls everything, there will not be any prevent anything could prevent him from fulfilling his promise. So wa'ad Allah, you can believe, you should believe in the promise of Allah Azza wa Jalla. This is not any kind of promise. Wa'ad Allah, in some ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla say, Ya ayyuhan nas, all the human kind, ayyuhan nas, all people, inna wa'ad Allahi haqqun, verily the promise of Allah is really certain, is really truth. حق فلا تغرنكم الحياة الدنيا. So the life of this world should not deceive you, because the promise of Allah is really truth, is really true. So do not let the world, do not let the life of this world deceive you. وَعَدَ اللَّهِ, and we can find many clues for this reality. We can see that Allah Azza wa Jalla has the power, and this worldly life itself shows us that Allah Azza wa Jalla can do these all beauties in this world. We are admired to these beauties in this world, and we know that the only one creator had already created it. He has the power, he had the power to create them, and he says to us that this is only small or only simple beauties which I presented to you in this life. But in the akhirah, وَإِنَّ الْآخِرَةَ لَهِيَ الْحَيَوَانِ, in the akhirah you will receive the real beauties of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So you can go through this life, go through this creation, and understand that Allah Azza wa Jalla has the power, has the knowledge to create better and better in that life. So when we believe in the promise of Allah Azza wa Jalla, we are not believing in it blindly. We are already seen the creator of Allah Azza wa Jalla. We are already admired to his beauties in this life. So we are already liked his creation. We said, oh Allah, you had created many really beautiful things. You are very good creator. Tabarakallahu ahsanul khaliqin. We are already approved the creation of Allah Azza wa Jal. We are already seen it. So we can believe in the creation of the hereafter, in that life, and the favors and the grace of Allah Azza wa Jal in that life, because we had seen them, already seen some of them in this life. So wa'ad Allah, it's not a promise without any clue, without any proof. It's already proved promise of Allah Azza wa Jal. Wa'ad Allahi la yukhlifu Allahu al-mi'ad. And you should know that Allah Azza wa Jal will not differ in his promise, will not change his promise. La yukhlifu Allahu al-mi'ad. When Allah Azza wa Jalla promise you something, when Allah Azza wa Jalla promise any nation, anything, Allah Azza wa Jalla fulfilled them all. You can go throughout the history and you see them. Now we are moving on the ayah number 21. And in this ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla asks us something. Alam tara, see you not? And when he asks in this way, we understand that Allah Azza wa Jalla wants to say to us that you should believe in my promise, because didn't you see Didn't you see this? Didn't you see that? Didn't you see that? If you did see them all, you should believe in me, because I have already proved myself to you. I have already proved my ability, my power to you. You are not the one who didn't see anything about my power, about my knowledge. And in that state, you may say, oh Allah Azza wa Jal, how can I believe to you? I didn't see any kind of your power. I didn't see any consequence of your power. So how can I trust you? You might say that at that state, but you are already had seen many of my ayats. Especially yourself is one of my biggest ayah. You are yourself, and the place, the environment surrounding you. Didn't you see? Let's look what Allah Azza wa Jalla asking us to see. Alam tara, didn't you see that? أن الله أنزل من السماء, that Allah Azza wa Jalla, the only creator, the only one God, had sent down from the sky, أنزل من السماء ماء, water. Allah Azza wa Jalla sent down the water from the sky. Didn't you see it? See you not that Allah Azza wa Jalla sends down the water from the sky? From this ayah, we may understand that Allah Azza wa Jalla circling the water from the earth to the sky, and then as a rain, He distributes the rain to His creations. And He may, Allah Azza wa Jalla may mention this circulation in this world. Or maybe Allah Azza wa Jalla wants to inform us that the water itself, it originates in the sky. It may be in that way. Allah alam bis-sawab, He knows best, but maybe it is like the iron. Allah Azza wa Jalla said that وَأَنزَلْنَا الْحَدِيدَ, we are the one who sent down the iron from the sky. So maybe the water also does not belong to this world. Maybe it's not essential in this world, and it might come to this world from the sky. But we do not know which is Allah Azza wa Jalla mentioned. But in the ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. See you not that Allah Azza wa Jalla, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sends water from sky. He wants to say that this is very big and important thing, and we are doing it, and it is very essential for your life. If we keep ourselves from doing it, you would not be able to live in that world. This is very essential for your life, and we are the one who is doing that. So look and understand our power from this circulation, or from bringing to you the water from the sky. أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. We are sure that no one is doing this bringing the rain from the sky is not something done by the people. They are not the one who is doing that. And we know that the one who created us and the one who created the sky is the one who is doing that. We should say, oh, the one who is doing this, I'm thankful to you. I want to thank to you, because this is very essential in my life. أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. So Allah Azza wa Jalla right now is promising, is fulfilling His promise, is doing something. كُلَّ يَوْمٍ هُوَ فِي شَأْنٍ. And whatever favor we have is by Allah Azza wa Jalla, comes us from Him. So Allah Azza wa Jalla is right now doing many biggest favors to us. So we should note them, we should realize them, and we should understand that He can do whatever He promised about the life in the hereafter. ألم تر أن الله أنزل من السماء ماء فسلكه ينابيع في الأرض. See you know that Allah sends down from the sky water and penetrate with it the earth. فسلكه ينابيع as springs. فسلكه ينابيع في الأرض. Allah Azza wa Jalla sending water from the sky and penetrating the earth with the water, ينابيع as springs on the face of the earth, or underneath of the earth. فسلكه ينابيع في الأرض. ثم then, look what Allah Azza wa Jalla does afterward. ثم يخرج به, and then thereby He produces زرعا, crops, مختلفا ألوانه, crops of different colors. Allah Azza wa Jalla is the one who brings forth these vegetations of the earth, these crops of different colors, different kind of colors, different kind of forms, different kind of tastes, scents and benefits on this world. Whenever we see them, we admire to them, but we should admire to the one who created them, because someone wants to show us His power. Every winter, every summer, there is someone wants to show us how He alternates this situation in this world and how can He do all of them. ثم يخرج به زرعا, then He brings forth with it, thereby, with the water, زرعا, crops, مختلفا ألوانه, with the same water. Allah Azza wa Jalla brings forth different colors of crops, but with the same water. ثم يهيج, then they wither. ثم يهيج, then they wither. فتراه مصفرا, and you see them turn yellow. فتراه مصفرا. ثم يجعله حطاما, then Allah Azza wa Jalla makes it dry and broken pieces, brittle. ثم يجعله حطاما. Look Allah Azza wa Jalla how He creates at the beginning greens, fresh, and how Allah Azza wa Jalla takes them down, makes them wither and makes them dry out and makes them as broken pieces. All of this mentioned here are done by Allah Azza wa Jalla. And in every winter, in every summer, Allah Azza wa Jalla repeat them again in our sight and shows us that He can create life after death. When we reach the summer, we see that there is a life comes after the death of the winter. So you should believe that Allah Azza wa Jalla can bring you life after your death, and can create the earth and everything again after their death. He is the one who brings forth from the death and the life from the death and the death from the life. يخرج الحي من الميت ويخرج الميت من الحي. So you are already seeing the power of Allah Azza wa Jalla when He creates the life after death. So you can believe in Allah Azza wa Jal and in His promise. If you do not believe, and you cannot say to Allah Azza wa Jalla, I couldn't imagine a life after death. Allah Azza wa Jal subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you, didn't you see in your life that I bring many life after their death? You could see it in your worldly life many times. You are the one. وَكَيْفَ تَكْفُرُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَكُنْتُمْ أَمْوَاتًا فَأَحْيَاكُمْ. How can you deny the only one Creator? Because you were death, you were nothing, but Allah Azza wa Jalla made you alive. كُنْتُمْ أَمْوَاتًا فَأَحْيَاكُمْ. He granted you this life, but you were nothing. أَوَلَا يَذْكُرُ الْإِنسَانُ أَنَّا خَلَقْنَاهُ مِنْ قَبْلُ وَلَمْ يَكُ شَيْئًا. The human kind, did not he remember that he were nothing, but Allah Azza wa Jalla created him? Do you not remember that you were nothing? Yes, all of us can remember that we were nothing. We know that, we remember that, but Allah Azza wa Jalla created us. So we know that we were death, and Allah Azza wa Jalla gave us life. From ourselves, we can bear witness from ourselves, we can testimony from ourselves, and we can testimony the same reality in the world. So when we go in front of Allah Azza wa Jalla, when He asks us before Him, why did you not believe to my promise in that life? We cannot say, I do not believe anything which I couldn't try it, which I couldn't see an example of it. Allah Azza wa Jalla will say, okay, this is a good way to believe through the examples, and I also ordered you, I commanded you to believe through the examples, but you had many examples, why didn't you believe? About the akhirah, about the afterlife, we have right now many examples in this life, and we can say, we should believe in the hereafter. So in Quran, Allah often likens the life of this world with the water. Water comes from the sky. وَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ, for example, Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا, and put forward to them the example of this life. وَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيا كَمَاءٍ, as a water. أَنزَلْنَاهُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ, we descended it from the sky. فَاخْتَلَطَ بِهِ نَبَاتُ الْأَرْضِ, and the vegetation of the earth mingles with that water. فَأَصْبَحَ هَشِيمًا تَذْرُوهُ الرِّيَاحُ, and with the water it comes to life as a green and fresh, and after it's ripe it becomes هَشِيمًا تَذْرُوهُ الرِّيَاحُ, it comes broken pieces which winds scatter. This is the example of this life. We should understand from this example that this life is temporary, but we should understand from the same example that Allah Azza wa Jalla can repeat this life and death again and again. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر المؤمنين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا واخطأنا، ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا، ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به، واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا، أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.